Monday, a Monday edition of Red Sox Now, presented by FanArch. Here on YouTube, I'm your host, Mike Antonellis. Hope you're off to a good day. I know it was a tough weekend for the Red Sox, dropping that series to the Twins. That was big, especially the way they lost that, the bullpen having their issues. And that was, again, the way that everything happened on Sunday. We would like you to subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share, do whatever you want, but you got to don't smash it. Don't smash your keyboard, but please subscribe as we want to hope to grow the channel. You know, it was unfortunate when you have Crochet, you're thinking this is a win, even when the score, and when I was following this game, I was at the Woo Sox Sunday on Nesson, and they were leading 3-1. Crochet got hit in the nose, and I know that's why they took him out after 5 innings. But Alex Cora said after the game he was right about 90 pitches. That's where they wanted to go. And they were lined up perfectly. They really were, with Whitlock for 2, Slayton, and then it would have been Chapman in that 9th inning. It just didn't work out that way as they lose 5-4. And after the game, you know, Alex Cora talked about not throwing the correct pitches in certain counts. And I still think I'm just still going back to you got to get beat with your best stuff. Again, the 2-run single that Jeffers hit off of Whitlock was on a sweeper. That, to me, is not his best pitch. And they are giving up a lot of hits on secondary stuff. You know, they still have this thing about fastballs with certain guys, and the league knows that. But it's disappointing. Now, listen, these guys are still really good, and they've been really good all year. But this has been a very streaky team where, you know, you have a lot of zeros, and then all of a sudden 4 runs allowed by these guys in the last 2 games. The offense has been kind of the same way as well. You know, streaks can end up putting you in a good average and all of that, but you don't want way up and way down, and that seems to be what we've been having a lot. So, a tough game for the Red Sox. They did have 7 hits. The Twins, you know, they have a good bullpen. They gave up 1 run out of the pen. That was the Abreu home run, and Duran, who was solid, got the save. And the Red Sox dropped that series, which you don't like. I could not resist on this next, because this was really kind of annoying, and I'll be honest, over the weekend. And listen, I think it's fun when people have opinions about things, but I think it's getting to the point where it's getting to be absurd in certain areas. And the first base talk was really, really absurd, and that's what the talking first. But it was like everybody had to one-up the next guy on what they should do. I have a great idea. This is a way out-of-the-box scenario. Maybe Romy Gonzalez will be good enough, right? What is Romy Gonzalez? Well, he's not. Yeah, he can't play there every day. Well, you know, he can't. Why? He had 3 hits starting at first base Saturday, 1 for 2 with an RBI. Was hit by a pitch, stole a base on Sunday. Maybe we just give it a little time with him at first. Well, we need a left-handed hitter. Do you understand? Your first baseman was batting 7th, hitting 175. So your offensive expectations now for that position are not so crazy as we once thought. Now, we don't want that long-term, but let's just, you know, relax with this situation. Things got way, way out of control over the weekend, and wanting, you know, everybody to play first base, including Trevor Story, Marcelo Meyer, Roman Anthony, Mike Antonellis. I mean, it was absolutely crazy. But let's just calm down with this, and maybe Romy can do it. Abraham Toro was called up because he has position flexibility. He's played in the big leagues. He's a switch hitter. He can hit. He can run. He can play first, second, third, short, outfield. He can do it all. That's the kind of bench guy you want. Is he going to play a lot at first? I doubt it. But let's just, you know, hold on here and let's not go so nuts. But people are very devastated. And I know people are calling for a lot of people at AAA, and I will tell you this. Vaughn Grissom is not a first baseman. He played there on Sunday as 5th. Right now, he cannot play first base in the big leagues. 4 previous starts before Sunday, he made 2 errors. It's still new to him, and it would be very unfair to put him up there. And we're trying to correlate all of the statistics in AAA. Well, these guys are all killing it in AAA. Now, while I think Anthony and Meyer are going to be superstars, it's still AAA pitching. So you still have to see how they're going to do at the next level. And we are seeing a lot of guys, when they get to that next level, there's a learning curve. So if you put some of these guys up there that have never played, then you're going to have to accept that maybe for 3 weeks they're going to struggle. Look what Jackson Holliday did. He was so bad last year, the top prospect in the game, Baltimore had to send him back. And I think the Red Sox do not want to get in a situation where they have to do that with their young guys. But in saying that, 3 more hits from Roman Anthony, and the kid is a stud. He will be a superstar and make multiple All-Star games. I have no doubts about him, and I think that Marcelo Meyer could be on the exact same path. They are going to be 2 cornerstones for the Red Sox. Solid game for Wilyer Abreu, but again, he is really up and down. Got 3 hits, up to 279, 7 homers, 22 RBIs. He's a Gold Glove outfielder. That's pretty good numbers. I mean, he's on pace to have about a 25 home run year, but it's really up and down. So, you'd like to see a little more consistency. He had 3 of the hits. Rafaela had 2 more hits. Another guy that people don't want playing anymore. Narvaez knocked in 2 runs. So a lot of that came from the middle part. Duran, Devers, Bregman, and Campbell, the top 4 in the lineup, were, 0 for 15 combined with a couple of walks. But obviously want to see more consistency from Abreu. But listen, I get why people are mad too. 18-18 for 36 games. It's to me, it's disappointing. I know it's only 36 games, but we're creeping up to that 25% through the season. And I think it's kind of a disappointment considering they have an ace, they have better players, they have a better bullpen, and they're still hovering, and they're worse than they were last year. But let's see how this rest of this homestand goes. It'd be nice if they can win this series coming up against the Rangers. Late innings has been an issue for the Red Sox. It really has. Whitlock and Slayton have struggled. Hendricks has been good. Weisert's been good. But this is what's been the bugaboo for the Red Sox the last few games. And baseball is so weird the way it works. I don't know why. It's maddening, but it's always like if one thing is going, the other isn't. You're hitting and you're not pitching. Your starting pitching is great, then your bullpen blows it. Your bullpen is lights out. It's unbelievable when that happens. But in saying all of that, I still love what they have. I've said this many times. Being a reliever is a tough gig. Whitlock and Slayton have been really good this year, but they've had a couple of blow-up games, and it causes people to concern. But when you go backwards to Chapman, and I think Hendricks is going to probably be in that maybe 8th inning, but regardless, Chapman, Hendricks, Slayton, Whitlock, and Weissert is really good with Bernardino, and I think we might see Nick Birdy up there at some point. I like what the Red Sox have. I like their pitching. I like their team. It's just right now, they're having some really heartbreaking losses, and I think that one Sunday, the Toronto series as well, blowing games, and that just can't happen. So we relax. We take a deep breath on Monday. The Red Sox are off, and they're back at it against the Twins on Tuesday night. And, a well-deserved day off for the Red Sox. They'll have a 6:45 game on Tuesday, and Lucas Giolito will face off against old friend Nathan Eovaldi. So, again, if we can ask you to subscribe, like, and comment on the channel of Red Sox Now, I will be so happy on this Monday. Always appreciate you watching Red Sox Now on YouTube, presented by Fan Arch. Have yourself a great day, everyone. Take care.